Hey, welcome everybody. It's Tony Porter, and it's Universal Baseball Association YouTube channel. Hope everybody's doing good. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, and also there's a great Replay Baseball group, Facebook group as well. So I'm using as my helper. I'm using Replay Baseball. And that's what I did over the course of this whole replay. I replayed all the good Doc Gooden and Ron Darling starts from 1984. So I'm going to post this to the 1984 website, which you should also join, and let's do that. I got a couple things that are going on here. I'm not sure. Hold on one second. Yeah, I also tidied up the screen a little bit so you can see how easy it is to input the data as you play. So we're in the top of the seventh. I believe this is the last game of my 1984 replay. It's Ron Darling. And then we'll look at some stats. It's 3-2 Mets. Mets scored 2 in the top of the sixth. We go to top of the seventh. The Mets are up again. It's going to be Gardner against Gullickson. I'm pushing both starters to see if I could finish. Gullickson can go 8, and then you got after a base runner, he flips his card, and Darling can go 7. So this is probably the last inning Darling's going to go. Here goes. Here's the pitch by Gullickson. It's a 2 and a 3, and that's going to be a pop-up. And infield pop-up. No, it's behind the plate, and that's the catcher. And he grabs it for out number 1. So Gardner pops out. Now I have, I'm going to let Darling bat. Just trying to get through this last game. And Gullickson with the pitch. 340. Column 3. And that will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Darling goes down on strikes. No surprise there. So yeah, you're going to look at the stats. You'll see the stats played all by Replay Baseball. I'm using the classic replay. And by the way, if anybody's interested in buying some of these, I have a lot of them. I don't need them all, and I'm willing to maybe even trade some as well, so you can reach out to me. Okay, so there's 2 outs, and here comes Winningham. Herm, right? Not Herb, but Herm Winningham. Pitch. And that's 2 and a 3. I usually use a pencil for this. It's a little bit easier for me. 3. It's a 6. Checks his swing, and he went around, and he strikes out, and that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. And who's it going to be? It's going to be Wolford. Pitch 6 and a 5. That's a 3 on the pitcher. And then a 5, a 19. That's a fly ball right field. Backing up a few steps is Strawberry to the track and makes the catch. 1 away. So one thing about the old classic replay game, it doesn't give you all the players, obviously. So I just kind of substituted some players. It is towards the end of the season, so of course they're giving rookies a chance. Like I think Mets had John Stearns in the lineup, and I put in Ortiz. So you can still do that. It makes no difference to me. Tim Wallach is up now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mets are up by a run, 3-2. So it's 3-7-0 for the Mets. And Montreal with 2-4-0. Here's a pitch. And that's a 1 and a 2 or a 12. And that'll be a check swing, and they ring him up. Umpire calls him out. And he doesn't like it, but he'll have to accept it. Here's Angel Salazar with 2 outs. The pitch from Ron Darling. Again, it's a 6. It's a 3 and a 5. It's a 19. That's a fly ball. In the gap on the run is Strawberry, and he gets it. What a catch. Darryl Strawberry. That's 2 of those 19s in this. So I'm learning some of the book, which it makes the game flow a lot faster, right? So, yeah, once you play it, I've played about, I think, how many games in a row? I haven't taped many, but I've played, I think, about 10 games or 8 games, and then it becomes a little bit easier. All right, so the top of the 8th, Gullickson is in there. So both pitchers, Gullickson's going to hit his max 8. It's a big 8 on his card. I don't know what the small 5 means, and I really don't care, to be honest with you right now. Just trying to get through this last game. Junior Ortiz leads off. Junior Ortiz batted 192 and 99 at bats. This will be his 100th at bat. And it's a 5-3, so that's a 1 and a 3. That's a 4, and that's a ground ball. I believe it's to the second baseman. 1 down. Next up is Ray Knight, the pitch by Gullickson. And that is going to be a shortstop Salazar. It's a ground ball, potential error. He's a 3. And that'll be a ball he gets to. Spins, throws to first in time. 2 away. And now it's Darryl Strawberry. The pitch to Darryl. That's a 63. So that's going to be a 4 and a 3, a 20. And a 20 on column 6 is a deep fly ball. Center field on the run is Raines. And Raines at the track comes up with it. What a great catch by Raines. Timmy Raines is out there. For the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th, it's Foster in left, Winningham in center, and Strawberry in right. Around the infield from third base to first, it's Knight, Santana, Gardenhire, and Heap. Behind the plate is Ortiz. And on the mound is Darling. We will let Darling go a little bit longer. He won't face Gullickson because they're going to pull him for a pinch hitter. All right, let's see. So we're going to grab a pinch hitter guy named Shines. Oh, I don't even know if he doesn't have enough at bats. Delaunay, Miguel Delaunay. Oh, we're not going to pull him. We're not going to use him either. Hold on. Let's see who else we can grab. We are going to grab Tony Scott. Let's see if he's available here in the pile. So, Tony Scott. Oh, Delaunay's there, and Tony Scott's there as well. We'll use Tony Scott. He's a switch hitter. Comes in, takes a couple of practice swings, steps in the box. He's ready to face Darling. Now, Darling will go to his B, bottom of the card, right? That's the way this works. You flip it over, and he becomes B, which is a little bit worse, sometimes a lot worse than his A. So if he allows a base runner, until he allows a base runner, that 4 may be, I'm not sure. He can go 4 more base runners, I guess. And then he automatically becomes that. I'm not sure. Or not 4 more base runners or 4 more batters. That's what that could mean. Just not totally sure. So Tony Scott will pinch hit. He's a switch hitter, batting in the season, batting .254. And here's the pitch from Darling. I'm going to get this a little bit closer to me. Here's the pitch. Ron Darling, it's a 2 and a 3, and that's going to be a 41 on column 2, and that 41 turns into a hard hit ball right up the middle, and it's snagged by Darling over to first and in time. 1-3, 1 away. So pinch hitter Scott hits it hard up the middle, but Darling, who's known for his defensive ability, was able to make that play. Who else? That's it. Let's see who's up now. It is Timmy Raines. Raines today, let's look at the box score. Raines today is 1 for 2. That's all he's done today. Here's the pitch by, it's a 3-6, I believe. Yep, it's a 3-6, so it's a 1 and a 63 on column 3, a 63, and that's a line single to center. Base hit, rips one, a rope to center field, and Raines is on with his second hit of the day. So this is where Darling will get flipped over and become a B. That's how I play it. I'm not sure if that's because remember he's got that little number on the upper, that raised number or that high number. So I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so here is a guy named Brian Little. Brian Little today is 1 for 3. He batted .207 on the season. And here goes. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1. And that's a 5 and a 1. It's an 8. That's a base on balls. And that's going to be it for Darling. It's going to be Andre Dawson coming up here in the bottom of the 8th with runners on first and second, only 1 out. So we're going to go and call on Sisk. I should have Sisk here. Let's see. May or may not have him. I just don't know. It doesn't seem my... Oh, yeah, I do have him. Doug Sisk is going to come in. A righty to face a righty. Andre Dawson. Dawson in the replay. Let's see what Dawson's doing in the replay. Batting .239 with 17 home runs. Not sure exactly what he did that season. All right, it's on these little cards. This game gives you these tiny little cards. Let me show. Well, tiny cards. They're the standard size baseball card, and then it'll tell you. It's written really, really, really small, so it's not easy for me to see. I do have my. All right, there we go. And what did Dawson do this season? Andre Dawson. Dawson batted .248. There you go. Batted .248. In the replay, he's batting .239. Not bad. Not bad. So here's Doug Sisk. Doug Sisk with a 1.03 ERA, a 4-2, 1 loss record, 79 innings pitched, 10 saves, a 0.92 whip. Here's a pitch. And that's a 42. This will be a potential error. And that 2 is going to be the second baseman, Gardner. And Gardner at second base is a 4. So a 4, that's going to be a 5. And with the infield halfway, this may turn into a 5-4-3 double. No, excuse me, a 4-6-3 double play. And they turn it. And the Mets get out of the inning. 1 pitch by Sisk. And he retires the Expos, and we go to the top of the 9th. So it's a 4-6-3 double play there. All right, leading off for the Mets here in the top of the 9th. It's still a 3-2 game. It's going to be George Foster. He will be facing Gullickson, who's still in there. Oh, wait, Gullickson cannot be in there because I pinch hit for him. I don't know if I changed him. So we're just going to not worry about that right now. I don't think I changed them when I was playing. I think I used Scott's card. And the only way of going back is, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we're going to bring in, who do we have here? We're going to bring in James. Who do we have batting? George Foster, he's a righty. So James will pitch. Bob James against George Foster. Foster today. Foster in the replay is batting .287 with 21 home runs. What did he do in reality? Well, I'm glad you asked because I have that little special info stat card, if you will. Info stat card here. And that it tells me that what did he do? Foster hit 24 home runs, batted .270. So this is pretty close. This is very accurate, this game. Replay baseball. Obviously, it's been around since the 70s. I mean, come on now. And it has a PC version. Any game with a PC version is going to be accurate because they can run the numbers on the PC and see where they're falling. All right, so it's going to be Bob James versus George Foster. Let's do it. Pitch. And that is a 5 and a 5. And that's a 4. That's a 22, column 5. And that'll be a ground ball and hit up the middle off the pitcher's glove. Hit off the pitcher's glove, and then there's possibly a stolen base here I'm seeing. So it is a single. And then because he does have a plus number. So, there's also a potential error on the pitcher, on this small error number. Let's see what that looks like. His small error number is a 0. So he makes a lot of errors. So anything, because roll 1 die against the fielder's small error number. If the die is higher, it's a batter and runner's advance 1 base. So it's an automatic. It's a single and an error by the pitcher. And he's not going to try to steal. All right, I'm not going to worry about that. I think there's a possibility for him to steal, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Heap. Heap is up. Danny Heap, he's a lefty. We're going to walk him intentionally, see if we can pick up a double play. It's going to be Rafael Santana, who's going to bunt. Now, bunt in this game, you just use 1 die. Right? So I'm going to grab this chart right here. Oh, that's the wrong chart. Rare play, sack play. Here's the chart, right? Everything's from this chart book. All right, so it's going to be a 5. So it's going to be hit to the pitcher. So you're going to calculate the pitcher's number is a 2. And then we're going to look at the 5 under the sacrifice, and that's a 3, and that's going to be with the infield in. is going to be a fielder's choice, batter safe at first base. So we're going to go to third base and get the fielder's choice there. So it's a 1-5, if you will. Hold on a second. And so it's a fielder's choice, 1-5. Let's see if we get that. Otherwise, we'll go in another place. Oh, there it is. All right. So it's a bunt right back, hit too hard, right back to James. And James is going to go to third, and that puts Santana in first, and he puts second with 1 out. Next up is Gardner. We're going to call on Rusty Staub. Yes, we are. Rusty Staub, one of my favorite players of all time. And Rusty Staub, he's a lefty. He will get a chance to hit here. Now, I am just be aware, I am out of surgery 2 days ago. Had major surgery, so I'm doing pretty well, as you can see. But I'm limited mobility, and I got to watch my stamina. So I'm worried about that right now. All right, so it's going to be Rusty Staub hitting against Bob James. And here's the pitch. Runners on first and second, 1 out. The Mets lead. They were in the top of the ninth. Mets lead at 3-2. This is Tony Porter. And remember to like and subscribe my channel. Always appreciated. And that's going to be a 3-3. So that's going to be a 2 and a 3 at 19. Oh, nope. 2 and a 32. Excuse me. And that is going to be a 32. Is a line out to short left field. Can't attempt to score from third. Nobody's on third. So it's a rip to left. So he goes oppo here. Takes a pitch outside and goes with that pitch and sends a bullet to Wolford in left. And Heap will hold second base. So that's 2 outs. And here comes the relief pitcher, Zisk. We're going to call on another lefty here. It's going to be, we're going to call on, he's already batted more than he should. Backman has also batted more than he should. He's batted more than he should. He's not available. Okendo. Kevin Mitchell, I don't have a card for him. Ron Hodges. Stearns, I don't have a card for him. Martin, I think I have a card for him. Bean, Billy Bean, I think it is. I don't have a card for him. And Gibbons, I don't have a card for him. So we're going to go with the first guy we said. We're going to go with, he's got 30 more. He's got 24 more. And he's got about 30 more. So we're going to go with Keith Hernandez. We're going to call on Keith Hernandez to pinch hit. The captain, he's not playing today. By this time, Mets were 3 games out at the end of the season, and by this time they were out. So they didn't have every starter playing. This is a game in Montreal, so probably at the end of September in Montreal, it was kind of cold. So I'm sure they decided, Keith Hernandez is probably smoking and drinking in the dugout. That's what they did back in the day. All right, so we're going to call on Keith Hernandez. He's going to bat against, we could go with him, pull a lefty. Who do we got? Lucas. Let's see, we got Lucas. Lefty to match Hernandez, and then we can pull Hernandez. There's Gary Lucas. So we're going to pull Hernandez now, do a little bit of coaching, managing, if you will. We're going to pull. They called in Lucas, and we're going to pull Hernandez now and let somebody else bat for him instead of going lefty. So let's grab someone else from the Mets. We're going to go a switch hitter, Wally Backman. So Backman will come in, and would that ever happen? I don't know. I really don't. Not worried about it. 2 outs, 2 on. Mets are up by 1. Here's pitch. 2 and a 5, so that's a 1 and a 5. Struck him out, and that ends the inning. So Lucas comes in and blows a fastball by the pinch hitter, Wally Backman. And we're going to get Kevin Chapman now to play second base. And the new pitcher is going to be Orozco, who's got actual 31 saves. I don't know how many saves he has in this. I'm going to see if he can pick up a save here. Jesse Orozco. There he is. Jesse Orosco against Gary Carter. It's a one-run ball game. Mets are up in the bottom of the ninth here in Montreal. Let's do it. Here's the pitch. And that is a 1-4. Strike 3 called. And Carter goes down. Swinging. Called. Excuse me. Taking. Here's Dan Dreesen, the lefty. We're going to get a righty to come in and pinch hit. Who do we have? Do we have Flynn? Max Venable. Do we have a Max Venable? He's a righty. The cars have great font. This is classic 1984 font. Looks like they used a typewriter to do these. It's fantastic. So Max Venable will pinch hit here. And here's the pitch from Orosco. It's a 1-4 and struck him out. Back-to-back Ks for Jesse Orosco. So we'll know which how many saves he will have after, if he can get this save, then because it'll tell us, right? Here's Jim Wolford, another lefty. And we're going to pull Jim Wolford and call on a righty. And who are we going to get? Johnson, Stenhouse. He's a lefty. Lawless. I think I have Lawless. Do I have a Lawless in this? Let's see. Daryl Thomas, Francona. I have Stenhouse. I'll bring in Stenhouse. All right. And so it's Stenhouse. He's a lefty. Wait a second. Back up. Go back. Mistake. All right. Fuentes, Flynn. Let's go. Flynn has a lot of at-bats over. So I'm looking. Who was I looking for before? I was looking for Lawless, who's a righty. And I thought I saw him. Delaunay. No. Ron Johnson. This is W. Johnson. I don't know if that's the same Johnson. Not too sure. Miguel Delaunay's a switch hitter. We'll call on him. So let's call on Delaunay, switch hitter. Bats from the right side against the lefty Orosco. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 5, which is a 3, and a 2. It's a ground ball to second base. Picked up by Chapman. Whips it over to Heap. And that, my friends, is the ball game. Mets win it by a score of 3-2. Darling, 10-12. The loss goes to Gullickson, 16-13. Orosco picks up his 32nd save, one more than he actually had. Darryl Strawberry, the MVP. Darryl Strawberry went 1 for 3. Hit his 26th home run of the season. Dreesen hit his 20th of the season. Darling went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, brought his ERA down to 4.18, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Zist picked up a hold. Orosco ended with a fantastic ERA of a 2.27. Montreal Gullickson gave up 3 runs in 8 innings, 4.06 ERA. Bill James came in for 2/3 of an inning. Then it was Lucas 1/3 of an inning. And that's it, my friends. This is Tony Porter. Now the Mets are 81-81. I believe, was this the last game of the season? 162 games. Now sometimes they play 163. I don't know. And the Expos are 85-76. So 9 games above 500 for the Expos. 500 for the Mets, who actually won 90 games. So I performed poorly as a coach in my 1984 2-pitcher replay. Dwight Gooden and Ron Darling. I'm going to take a break again. My stamina, I'm worried, I'm taking care of that right now. I'm going to come back on and show you the stats. So, make sure you subscribe so you get informed as to the stats and see what the stats look like. Right? Okay, so thanks for watching. And remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.